Hey guys, Bill from Yamahas here. We're going to do the install of the Adventure Pro on the new Yamaha Grizzly. We got the Grizzly Adventure Pro kit. We've done a few on the X2s, the X4s, never a Grizzly. Couldn't find a whole lot of information out there online. So we got the kit and just going to walk you through the install today. When we open the box, the big thing we noticed different is it comes with this little rubber pad because of where the Grizzly mount goes, and that just holds the cradle there. It does come with the bar mount if you want to mount it on the bars, or if you're going to do an install on an X2 or X4, it's exactly the same. It just adds this rubber pad to it. This is the power converter, bolts for the power converter. These bolts here mount your cradle through your storage lid door. They give you a USB charging stuff for charging your actual Adventure Pro. This is a USB plug for the Adventure Pro. Gives you an auxiliary USB. Now the instructions don't show this in the Grizzly install, but we're going to try to make it work. The main wiring harness is going to plug into the machine itself. They give you some instructions. They leave a little to be desired, but we're going to try to work through it. And obviously the Adventure Pro. So we're going to walk you through it and see how it goes.
All right, guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do on your Grizzly is remove the seat. And then we've actually already taken the two clips out of the rear part of the front part that has the glove box. There's two 10mm bolts, one on each side, and you have a few hoses that run through those holes. So we've already had this off. Let's go ahead and remove it. And then your Adventure Pro is actually going to mount here on the face of the lid. So we'll get to that, but there is, as you can see, 4 screw holes where there's 4 Phillips screws that got to come out to get this piece off. Once you do that, you have your glove box. There's one 10mm bolt right here, and then there's a two push clips in the front. This will pull out. You're going to need to take this out because those 2 X's actually mark the spot where the power inverter module, whatever it's called, is going to mount on the inside. So that's what needs to come off for you guys to be able to mount this stuff. All your plugs, where everything mounts, we're going to get into a little more detailed here, but that's your information GPS plug. And then I believe it plugs in line with some of these other white plugs. We'll see which ones exactly, but everything's going to be up in this area. Okay guys, so we got it all mounted up. It's actually pretty easy once you figure it out, but like I showed you before, we mounted the cradle right here on the glove box lid. And then if you look inside there, up underneath in here is where the little module bolts in, and then everything plugs in right here. Your GPS from the actual Adventure Pro down plugs in there. We mounted, they don't give you a mount, but we made a little mount out of an aluminum tab to put your USB, so if you want to plug your phone in inside here, you can. But this just has threads on the back side, so you could always mount it wherever you want. We just wanted it somewhere convenient we could plug it in, so we made this bracket. But everything plugs in inside of here. It's pretty self-explanatory when you get to it. It's actually all zip tied up out of the way. I don't know if you can see it, but that's that. And then out of the front of this glove box section, they give you a, like I said, I showed you the grommet, and then there's only one plug that actually plugs into the machine, and that's up here. This black plug, you basically just pop the they have a cap in it, and then you plug this right in, and then you're good to go. Here's actually the cap you unplug, but it's right up here in the front to the left of the battery, below the airbox intake. You plug it in right there and it's good to go. So like I said, what's nice is the further you can mount it down this way, Bill actually has the Adventure Pro, that way you can actually open the glove box somewhat. If you know, the further forward you mount it, the more it's going to hit. So pretty nice setup. And then what we'll do here is I'll have Bill get on the machine and show you guys actually some of the features of the Adventure Pro itself.
All right, so the Adventure Pro, it's the same one that's in the X2s and the X4s. These are live tiles. So you can press on one and just hold it. It's going to come up with all different things that you can pick. So just to give you an idea of some of the different options that you can select. I like to show what I have on there now is you know, your water temperatures, you want to know what gear you're in, your drive mode, four-wheel drive, etc. You could set it to your GPS speed. You can even see up here we have a max GPS speed. It will show you your max that you've done for that whole run. Your map in the center, you just touch it. This is where you can record your routes and go into your journal and pick out different tracks that you're doing and everything. You can set waypoints, put all your different map overlays, whether you want it in 2D or 3D. Satellite requires a subscription. It's 30 bucks. I did that on one of my machines. It's probably worth it if you ride a lot with the GPS. Lock screen is pretty nice. If you're riding in the rain, you'll want to use that lock screen because the rain can actually, if it's coming down hard enough, it can actually act like you're touching your screen.